over here in beautiful Lake Wise, Alabama. And I'm doing something a little different tonight. I didn't do the Tuesday night program last night. Some of you want to hang with us. Some of you want to just move on because it'll be boring to you. Not a lot of singing, not a lot of talking, a little picking maybe. But I bought another guitar the other day. Yes, I did. And here I am in my 75th year of guitars. I was 10 years old in 1957. My dad brought home a guitar from a pawn shop somewhere in Atlanta that he found for $8. It was called a Kalamazoo. It was an old acoustic guitar. Kalamazoo, Michigan is where Gibson guitars started. And so I got a feeling that this was an early prototype or early Gibson type guitar. It was a small acoustic. It would probably be worth a lot of money today if it was still in existence. But I started learning to play when I was 10 years old. And so I'm at 65 and I'm still learning. And I guess a guitar picker, guitars are like rod and reels to a fisherman or guns to a hunter. Doyle Dykes does a song called Guitar Poor. How many guitars does a man really need? Just one more. You only need one to play, but I have, right now, I have one, two, I have a Stratocaster. Let me try something here. I don't know how this is going to work out, but we'll see here how this goes. But I have an extra camera hooked up here, and turn this around where I can see where I'm at. I've got the, that's an old Indonesian Fender Squire Jazz Master over there, but the guitar right there is a guitar that I played for over 15 years on the road. That's my Gretsch. I mean, not Gretsch, but a Fender. I'm trying to look at buttons and talk at the same time. This is a 50th anniversary American Stratocaster guitar. The guitar was built, when I checked with Fender on the build date, I knew it was a 2004 model, and I got it around sometime in 2005. It was almost a year old when I got it. And I checked with Fender, and lo and behold, that guitar right there was built by Fender on June the 21st of 2004. And June 21st is Linda and my anniversary. So that guitar was built in 2004 on our wedding anniversary of all things. But I played that guitar for about 15 years, up until just a couple of years ago, and it's still a great guitar. And but I kind of took a liking to Telecaster. I acquired a 1998. Well, I actually had before that. I had about a 1996 Fender Telecaster that was made in Korea. A special run that they did for a couple of years called a Protone. It was a great playing and sounding guitar. And I'd take it out on the road sometime, but I always went back to this guitar. And then I had a 1998 Lake Placid Blue that was a special run of that color that I sold to a young man. And then, of course, I have other guitars here. I have the my acoustic guitar. I've got the old Taylor 614 CE. Zoom back out there. That guitar I acquired about 2 years ago. I sold the 314. That's my 6120 Gretsch Country. I always try to call it a Country Gentleman. It's actually the Chet Atkins model. The 6120 is the one they use for Chet Atkins, one of the Chet Atkins models. Have that, of course, my Fender bass, and the old double necks in the closet. But about 2 years ago, when this pandemic started, I bought this guitar right here. Let me see if I can. I got this thing on a tripod in my hand. Got this cool little Telecaster right here. The guys that country music and the Statler brothers, the two brothers, actual brothers, Harold Reed and Don Reed, their sons, which would be cousins, they use their middle names, and I cannot think of what their names are now, but I've seen them on a lot of the shows on the Larry Black Country Diner things and all that. I saw him playing a Fender guitar with 3 pickups. That's very unusual. to have 3 pickups in a Fender Telecaster. That is normally a 2 pickup guitar. You have a bridge pickup down here, and then you have that silver pickup. That's a cover that covers a pickup like that center one, but a 2 guitar. And I saw them playing this guitar, and it sounded so good, and I wanted one. And I thought it was something relatively new. So I searched around. I had a blue Tele at that time that I was going to have altered and put a 3rd pickup and a 5-way switch in it. And the guitar tech told me, said, don't chop up that guitar. I said, that's too good a nice American Strat. Said, leave it like this and just find one and buy it. And that's what I did. I found this one on eBay, a pawn shop, somewhere out west, Minneapolis, Minnesota, somewhere. Had this guitar, and it was slightly used. And I bought it at about half price of what a new one cost. A little more than half price. But man, I just fell in love with it. And I've been playing it for the last 2 years now. And I was telling my friend Mo Ostrander today, told Big Mo that this is probably one of the best playing guitars that I have ever had. That I just like. Of all of my guitars, this one plays just fantastic. And so I don't have any complaints with this guitar whatsoever. It's set up, and it's there's no such thing as perfect. I mean, everybody has their own ideas, their own taste, their own likings, but this guitar is exactly what I like, and it just does great for me. And so I've played it for 2 years. Well, about a week ago, I saw another guitar that was online on eBay, and when I saw it, I just fell for it. It just grabbed me. Another Fender Deluxe Telecaster, and that's it right there in black. And this camera's real close, and it's zoomed out as far as it will go. I had to switch cameras here, but that's the guitar that I bought. And boy, I just it came in today, and so it's a fresh one. And so anyway, and I see my stream light is gone crazy over here. It's red, and then it's yellow, then it's red, then it's yellow. I don't know if it's going to stream to Facebook or not. But if it don't, I'm going to put this up on, I'm recording this to put up on YouTube for the Fender guitars, folks that like the Fender guitars. And anyhow, but I'm going to show you some little difference. This is, and another thing, I'm playing, I haven't owned a guitar amp in many years. I just quit. I've always, for the last 30 years or so, worked with my studio tracks that I make myself, and then I play the guitar along with it direct to the board, and it gives me the sound that I want to hear, and I don't have to carry an amplifier. And so this guitar right here, that's the old standard neck pickup Strat. I'm at Tele. I've showed you this a bunch of times. It's a 5-way. You go down, and I never use. This is a setting that I don't use because this is the old. That's the old regular, and this is the other Telecaster. That's the second, and of course, on a regular Telecaster, the middle setting is this pickup and this pickup. But with this third setting is the old Stratocaster on the wall. And I love the old Strat sound. It's just a good sound. But with this guitar, you can mix that sound. You can take a little telly and a little Strat and put together and come up with a... But there's just so many variations on this thing. You can go to... That's Strat and Telly. But so I'm going to leave it right here on this Telecaster setting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strum this. And I'm going to unplug that guitar because I have a quick disconnect on that plug. It's called a silent plug that I can plug and unplug another guitar and not make a pop or a crack. And go. Now the difference in this guitar is a pickup setup. Now, I talked to Fender the other day. My newer, that is white one is a 2018. It's not but 3 years old, almost 4. This guitar is a 1997. And what was a shocker, not really a shocker, but what really surprised me is this guitar is 25 years old. This is a 1997. I didn't realize that they made this Fender, they call it a deluxe, a Nashville Deluxe. And I didn't know they made this guitar 25. They actually made it 26 or 27 years ago. I think in 1995 is when they first started making them. And I didn't even know they made it, but I bought this because it's now 25 years old. It's vintage. Anything gets 25 years old, I guess that makes me vintage. But it has been updated. And Fender told me, and of course I know that my white telly has the standard Fender noiseless pickups. They keep improving these things, but I'm thinking maybe in terms of the older stuff, it's like a lot of things, they try to cut little corners and save a little money and take this off and that, and everybody, or a lot of pickers want to play the old vintage stuff. My Taylor is a 1998. It's been around for a while too. But this guitar being a 1997, the person I bought it from changed all the Fender pickups and put Seymour Duncan pickups. If you're a guitar picker, you know what those are. The Seymour Duncan is really really a heavy Nashville thing. A lot of the pickers, like Brent Mason, one of the finest guitar players, studio players or live or whatever, his custom Telecaster is mostly loaded with Seymour Duncan pickups. And that's what this one has in it. So this makes the difference of the other one. Like, now you got your that's your regular old neck pickup. And Mo, if you happen to be watching, I did turn these screws about a half around and got it, because if you play now, you got about the same volume on that setting. Now the Strat's still a little hotter, but you got the telly mix. Now the difference on this guitar with the Seymour Duncan pickups, When it goes to the Strat pickup alone, this one pickup, it gets wild and crazy. Now, I didn't check this one with a tuner. I tuned that other one before I picked it up. And so right quick, like, let me just turn the old snark. I heard one that was out of tune. I don't know which one was. Is that one right there? Is that E string was out? And when you go down to the next one with the Strat and the Tele pickup, it's real nice. And the bridge pickup, the twang, the Tele twang, twang like you've never heard. And sustain. Infinity. But now, so this guitar, it has a different type tuners. It has a different type of bridge. Pastor Michael Dent made a comment on Facebook yesterday about the Fender guitars, how hard they were to fish that string through this hole here and get them to come out the front like they're supposed to. It's real easy on this newer Tele because the way the bridge is set up, they just drop right into place. But this has a little bitty hole that's got to come out, so this might be the tricky one. But it's got the old vintage style bridge, and I love the pick guard on it. But the whole guitar is just probably going to be a keeper. But the other one has a maple neck. And the maple neck is real smooth and slick. If I could play like Vince Gill or Brad Paisley or any of these other cats that play like they do, they probably play a lot faster on a maple because you don't have the drag. It's a piece of maple that has been smooth and has a coat of lacquer or whatever, or some kind of poly or whatever, some kind of slick finish. It makes it a lot faster. But I'm old and slow. I'm not a fast picker. It's been a long time since I've been fast. Now, I've never been a fast player. But I think I haven't played every guitar I've been playing for the last 20 years, or 25, about 25 years, maybe 20, yeah, 20 years, has been maple. So, but let's see here. Let's try something. Now the other telly on that same setting would go something like this. I don't know if you kill any difference or not, but they're real close. This is hard to beat right here, this sound. Now this one has the maple neck that, and I talked to Fender again today, and they explained to me what the how the radius was measured by the height at this end and height at this end. All this stuff. Sent me a picture and a diagram. It still didn't make a whole lot of sense, but this guitar has what they call a 12-inch radius, which makes it almost a flat neck. That's the thing. If I play this guitar, this black one on the road a lot, this is what I will miss about, because this flat neck. It bends a whole lot easier. But again, there is not a whole lot of difference in the two guitars, except for of course, the neck feel. This one has a smaller neck right here, but the electronics are really close to the same. But when you come off of that way and you go to the Seymour Duncan, you feel a little more bite. It's a little harder to bend and stay on note with this rosewood fingerboard. Maybe I could put some WD-40 on it. It's one of my favorite songs here. Well, the light stays on a little bit and it goes off. I don't know if I'm on Facebook or not. I got a lot of wires on here tonight. Let me grab another iPad. And these may not be these are supposed to be noiseless, but they may not be. But let me see here, Facebook. See if I got any comments or anybody is on here, or if I'm actually online. I am online, and I see a few comments. I'm actually online. And I turn this volume down so I won't be doubling here. Okay. There'll be some folks, those that didn't see it, I'm going to post this to Facebook, and then I will bring it back to Facebook. Somebody said Facebook's a little glitchy tonight. The internet, I don't know what it is, but the internet connection I got is not too good. Well, I'll play one more song on this, and I might try this again in a day or two. It's a hot guitar. I'll play some easy going as I get out of here tonight. And like I say, I'm not a hot player. These fingers are going on 75 years old. They got a lot of rust and corrosion, all that kind of stuff, arthritis and missed notes. Here's a little something for you if it goes through. True it all. Well, sorry, Facebook watchers, for the trashy feeds you got tonight. I don't know if it's my internet, if it's Facebook, or what it's doing. It's solid red down. I'm getting ready to go on. Off, it'll probably stay on. But anyway, I recorded this on another media, so maybe you'll get to see it. Have a good day. See you soon.